Hey loves, happy Vlogmas day, insert Vlogmas day here, right? So hey guys, it's been a long week, but it's Thursday on this end of the vlog, and I just want to come in and check in with you guys. Baby girl is tired, okay? I am so exhausted, y'all. Oh, I'm cold. I am an icicle. It is 38 degrees right now at 9:30 in the morning. I've been outside since 5:45 a.m. My feet are just starting to like warm up. It's been crazy, but I had to grade a PT test, so I had to be out there and support our unit in that effort. So now I'm headed to a meeting. It starts at 10 o'clock and it's almost 9:40-ish. So I just wanted to cut on the camera and chat with you guys today. I'm actually going to have a lot of information later. I'm not sure if I'm going to talk about it in this vlog or if I'm just going to talk about it tomorrow, but I go to what is called my levy brief today. So that is all the transition information that I need for I move. I'm trying to move very quickly. I have a high school son. I don't know if you guys really know that much because he's always doing his own thing, but my oldest is in 10th grade and he has a block schedule. So right now he has 4 classes for 90 minutes each, and in December they will take finals and be done with those courses. So January he starts a whole different set of 4 classes. Well, we're moving to a different state, so there's different standards, and if they're not in a block schedule, I really don't know how things are going to go, because that means the kids will have been in the classes that they're in since August, and he may be a little behind. Not maybe, but will be. So I want to get him integrated into the new school system as soon as possible. So he is my main priority. I've talked to all my leaders. They're tracking, but that doesn't mean that we will get the early report. So I'm not supposed to be at my new unit until April, but I'm trying to go honestly in the next 30 days. So so it is going to be a lot of moving pieces. My husband's on board. He's excited. He's already applying for jobs where we're going, which is another thing, guys. So someone was like, oh, is your husband just going to like stay at home with the baby? And I was like, no, he's going to work. Like, we have a business, but we also work full time, and especially with things changing, going to a different geographic area, you know, we take care of our family, but we're a working couple, so that's what we're gonna do, even if it's just part-time. But we're gonna make it work, period. But him taking initiative and applying for jobs and, you know, making this move happen, that's just the type of man that I got. Okay, anyway, reel it back in. So I was asked to talk a little bit about being a 68 whiskey, a medic. So I wanted to take this opportunity. I have about 10 minutes. You know, you want to be 10 minutes prior to the prior, but take this opportunity and tell you guys a little bit about my experience. So I am a 68 whiskey. I am a medic. 68 whiskey 2 because I'm a sergeant E5 type, but I have been in higher slots just because I've run a couple of clinics. So what does it mean to be a whiskey? Well, essentially everyone goes to basic training, that is 9 weeks, and then you go to AIT, advanced individual training. I want to say 68 whiskey is 4 months, 16 weeks. Yeah, I was actually there for a little bit longer because I was a holdover, so they were unable to take all the females, so me and maybe 8 to 10 of my peers had to wait an extra month. Wasn't bad. It's extra month of pay. Was an extra month away from my family, but I was able to do some different trainings and have some experiences that my peers weren't, and honestly it was part of my journey. So had that not happened, maybe some of the other things that happened later in my career wouldn't have happened because I wouldn't have been ready at the time. You know, always looking at the bigger picture. So in AIT you get your EMT basics. So the first portion of AIT is all about studying. It's civilian instructors. They are teaching you the civilian way to get this certification. After you test, you go into whiskey phase, which is all about trauma lanes and learning your IVs, hands-on portion. You wear your full battle rattle, so all of your kits, all of your gear, it is very heavy, but you get used to it. You get used to that weight. bearing on your body, and it's just part of the training. So it's a lot of fun. I'm very glad that I did medic, because it's a lot of fun, and honestly we are both sides. So like here at the hospital, everyone else has degrees and other higher certifications, but when we do Army stuff, they expect the most out of the medics, because we have the certificates to kind of back up what we do, but we also have that combat portion because of our training. So we're always training, always doing trauma lanes, always getting better. Any competition, there's always a trauma lane, because you have to at least know the basics of what we're doing to be a good soldier, period. So there are a lot of trainings, excuse me y'all, there are a lot of trainings once you leave AIT, but right now a good portion of them are only at Fort Bragg. So there's paramedic courses, there's critical care courses, there's flight medic opportunities. A lot of these are only at Fort Bragg. Caveat, a lot of things come to Fort Bragg to for trial, you know, just like a trial period, and then it filters into the regular Army, the rest of the Army essentially. So that's not to say if you don't come to Fort Bragg that you won't have these opportunities. They will come eventually. Some people actually take TDY, which is a temporary duty station. They go to another duty station to do these courses. So people come here just for these different types of training. So keep that in mind as well. If you have your EMT already, because the person who asked the question already did have their EMT, I want to say that you skip that first portion. So your AIT may be 3 months instead of 4. So they might make you retake the test, but if your certification is already active, they may just push you forward into the whiskey portion. Those are questions that you definitely want to ask your recruiter. Now, mind you, when you come out of AIT, out of the training sector, you could honestly go anywhere. You could be a line medic, which is with a unit that is deploying, ready to deploy. You're gonna teach them the basics, make sure your people know what to do in the field. They'll protect you, they call you doc, all that other good stuff. You deploy with them, you ride out there on the front lines with them. You could become a healthcare specialist, which is what I am. It is in any other setting other than a line medic, honestly. They work in sick call, so you could run aid stations also, which I think is what I'm honestly going to do at my next job, is work in an aid station. You can work in a medical unit, which I've done before, where everyone is 68 something, or an officer that's a medical officer. But in those units, you're not doing your job typically, because everyone is 68 something, so they still need all of the shops. And once you enlist, you learn about the shops, the people who do HR, the people who do your IT, things of that nature. Or you could work at the hospital or something like me. I do feel like a first assignment should not be a hospital. It's just way too different. You need to learn the Army. You need to learn your customs and courtesies. You need to learn to be a soldier before being in a situation where you're like completely surrounded by civilians and kind of have to have your own bearing in your pocket. So that's just me. So I actually love being a 68 whiskey. There is nothing else that I would want to do. Sometimes I look at other MOSs, especially like with the new PT test. They only have to do like one. They don't have to do a portion of what I have to do. But I don't know. I think they expect more of us, because there's so much that comes with our job, and just being able to keep people in a fight and take care of people to my left and my right. That's honestly what I want to do. And I'm super excited about people wanting to be medics, because it's tough. It's tough. We train hard. We train a lot. And you guys, because I work at a hospital, you guys don't see as much of it. But I'm always out there training my soldiers, trying to get them proficient in what we do outside of the hospital setting.
Hold pressure, okay, I'll hold pressure. Yeah, I'll let you hold pressure.
Got incoming fire!
Incoming!
We're out in the open!